How we doing, everyone? Hope you're well, and thanks for joining me for yet another video down the local day ticket. It's Monday morning. It's absolutely bloody freezing. The last time I was here, the lake was freezing whilst I was actually fishing. By that night, the complex actually shut. They closed the lake down. It froze over solid, so it was cold. It is liquid behind me now. It's thawed out. It's been thawed out for a couple of days, but yeah, it's not good. So we're going to get on with continuing with the paste. The last video you may or may not have seen it, but today I'm going to sort of elaborate and go that one step further, you know. So let me spin you around, show you what I've chosen, and let's get on with today's video. Yes, I know, people, it's that bloody stump, so that means I'm in the stump peg. It's a peg I've done well in the winter time when I fished it. I've done well all year in it, to be fair, but especially when I fished here last winter, I found this peg and this area was the most productive. So if I can get in it, I'm going to, because at the end of the day I'm trying to come out and catch a fish, you know. I know it's the same view for a lot of you, apologies, you know. It's we can go sit there if you like in the real shallow bit and have a different view, but there'll be no fish on the vlog because the fish aren't there. They're not going to be up in that shallow bit unless it's a really mild sunny day. It's definitely not that, is it? So you're gonna have to deal with a similar kind of view, unfortunately, but you know how it is. But let's go through the rod setup because it is near enough light enough to show you what's going on. 15 pound KORDA subline, down to the older dark matte tungsten tubing. I've actually separated it this time to show you what these KORDA run sleeves look like, because people have asked. That is what they look like. Let's take the lead out of the way. So if you're looking in the shop, that is what they look like. Okay, and then that's down to a size 8 quick change swivel as always. But the lead, however, the lead has changed. This is an atomic gripper in 3 ounce, and I've changed it because you'll see, like the middle where I put my finger, it's got a lot bigger hole in it, so I can get more go in it, basically. That's the only reason. I can get more go in it and more traction sealed within the paste, because we are continuing with the paste from the last video. Hopefully you've seen it. If you haven't, take a look, because this is like a follow on from it, you know. We're going to kick it up a gear, you know, next level, adding on to it. I wanted to do it in the last video, but I only had half a day, so I didn't have time. So this morning, we're going to continue from that and basically take it to the next level. If that's possible, you let me know what you think at the end. But for now, I'm going to finish my coffee, get some rigs baited up, get them on there, get all the bits and pieces I need out. I've got my little work table back here, so I'm as happy as a pig in shit, because that makes it so much easier, you won't believe it. Trying to film, having a little table there with bits and pieces on, oh, it's so much easier. But anyway, once that coffee's sorted and we're ready to cast in, I'll bring you back and we'll see how we do today. That's my little workstation setup. That's what I mean, it's so much easier working off that. Just going to sort of show you what we've got going on here. So I've got some of the mixed pellet that I've gooed up in the last video. I've got some of that. In here I've got some crumbed up trick nut with a few little big pieces. You'll see some rigs there. We've got the 14mm plumb wafters. Got the mostly critical part of this, which is the paste. Just want to show you, that was a full pot last video, and that's how much I've actually used. Okay, got all the bits and pieces in that paste. There's loads of stuff in there, but that's how little I actually used making the last video. To fill that pot would probably cost you £3 maybe. In here, hook baits, right? I've got to try these things out. Amino in 16mm. So that's going to be on 2 rigs, which is there and there. All 3 rigs, I will just show you, are going to be the flip rig. I've been using that quite a lot here because, to be honest, I tied a shitload up and I'm trying to use them up. But I'm quite happy with that rig. For those of you who've not seen it, it's a piece of silicone that comes off the bottom of the hook, and then another one halfway up the hook, and then shrink tubed over the knotless knot with a coated braid. But I don't have a break in the coating. Some people sort of have a break there. I don't. I've found that keeping it like unbroken seems to get a really, really good hook hold, and then it comes down to the old tungsten anti-tangle sleeve. So all 3 rigs are the same. 2 have got that amino on it, and 1 has got the 14mm wafter on it. I am actually putting this out knowing that this is incorrectly fished. Okay, if you're not aware, if you fish something like this, a flip rig or a bottom bait rig, where the hair comes off the bottom of the hook, you need a heavy bait. I'm fishing incorrectly because a wafter's not heavy bait, is it? So it could work against me, it could not, but I'm going to put it out and try it anyway. And if I catch on it, I want to see what kind of hook hold I get. I'm pretty sure though that if either goes, it'll be those two, even though they're like sort of blended in, dull down baits. They're full of attraction, and what we're going to do is going to be full of attraction, you know. So what we're going to do is, last time we wrapped half the lead in paste, flipped it over, squirted some goo in it and covered it over in paste. Okay, I'll show you the goo going in and then I'll cover it over, and then I'll show you what we're doing to make it even more attractive than last time. So I'll bring you back when I'm ready. So I'm now at the stage where I've filled the old gripper lead full of the white goo, which is the sweetener. You'll see underneath that's got the paste that side. I'm now going to put some more paste over the top so it's all encased in, and pierce a hole, and then I'm going to bring you back and show you the next stage of what we're doing. I'm not too sure how well this bit's going to go, because this is the tricky bit. Well, it is doing it one-handed and trying to film it. When you actually just do it in your general fishing, it's quite easy, but one-handed, yeah, it's not too easy. But what I've got here is I've got clip seal tub that I bought from the old, I can't remember, some supermarket. I've put the label on of the liquid that was in it, and that's the Trick Nut Primer. I have shown this in a video before, but due to recent events, that video is no longer on the channel. So some of you lot may have seen this before on a previous video that's no longer around. Some of you may have not seen this before at all. So what I'm going to do is, I've got the lead, it's fully wrapped in the paste now, so the goo is trapped in it. And what I'm now going to do is that, okay, so look at that coming out of there, absolutely laced it. And now I've got a choice. I can put it in the mixed pellet, or I can put it in the Trick Nut Boilie Crumb. I think, since we're closest, let's chuck it in the pellet. Okay, I can free my other hand up now, and all I'm going to do is just grab a handful of pellet, and we're just going to tip it over the top, and then swap hands back, lift it up, and now look at that. So we've now got a dripping ball of paste, primer, goo, mixed pellets that's all been gooed up. There's now 4 different attractors around my lead that's going to go flying out in that lake. So there's loads of different food signals now about to fly out there, because the paste is an attractant itself, the goo is a separate one, the pellets I've just coated the primer in, they've got 3 different goos in it. So I've got 4 different goos going out there, 4 different sizes of pellet, some paste and some Trick Nut Primer going out within 6 inches of my hook bait. Not a single bit of PVA involved. It doesn't matter if it's raining, and I'm only using what I want to use. There's no wastage. So just take that on board for a second. I know it looks a bit of a ball ache what I'm doing. It looks a lot harder because I'm trying to do it holding a phone as well. If you just turned up and did this, wrap your paste, squirt your thing and dip, plonk, out you go. It's done within seconds. So the next thing is to try and catch a fish with it. So I'm going to set you up on the camera. We're going to cast the right hand rod in. That's going to go sort of over there. I won't show you me doing the next 2, but they are going to be done exactly the same, and we're just going to put all 3 out to start with on the pellet to keep it even. So I'll get you on the stand and let's get some bloody rods out. Here we go then. Let's get the right hand rod out, but we'll just show you that again. Flip rig going out there. Look at it, it looks bloody bleak and moody out there, but do you know what, I've got every faith in that catching a fish, so let's do it. Time to get this one out now. This is going to be the middle rod. You'll see again exactly the same pellets, primer, goo, paste. This one's going to have the wafter on, and this will be the middle rod. I'm going to try throw it a little bit further out, sort of down the back of the bar that's out in front of this peg, see if we can pick something up in the silt. Time to get the left hand rod out now. I'm actually going to throw this one harder than I did the middle rod, because the middle rod landed down the bar. It didn't land in the silt. It cracked down too hard, so I need to throw this one harder. But again, it's exactly the same, just with the amino bottom bait. Here we go then, let's see how we do this time round. Conditions are definitely more favourable than last time, as in the fact that half the lake's not frozen and it's not freezing whilst I'm stood here watching it. However, the water's no warmer. The conditions in the water won't have changed, as in fish feeding activity and how active they are. Nothing will have changed. It's just slightly more pleasant to be stood out here waiting for something to happen, or hopefully happen, I should say. As for the setup, I'm overly confident, you know. I don't think I could have put a more attractive setup out there than what I've put out there, you know. It's effectively a solid bag, isn't it, without the PVA. We've got the pellets involved, liquid involved, goo. Some people put goo in the PVA bags that are in the solid bags. You know, it's effectively fishing the same way, except I've not got any worries of PVA melting, or if my hands are wet I can still do it, you know. Or it's, what is it, 30 pence a PVA bag, maybe, something like that. Is that what they are now? 20 pence, 30 pence, you know, and a bit of PVA tape, whatever. It's a lot quicker to do it, even though I've made it look a right hash up, but I'm trying to film it. I don't know, I just think for me it works. It seems to work, and a few of you watched the other video, you've sort of like jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah, that's a good idea, which it's not nothing I've invented. It's something that's been around bloody years. People have done it for years, just nobody does it anymore. You know, it's just, I don't know, bringing old school methods back to now, you know. I don't know, it's just something I like. I found it, I like it. I find it hard not to use it now. So you'll be seeing the paste and leads and goos and bits and bobs, yeah, in quite a lot of my videos now, you know. I think it suits this sort of the day ticket sort of scene. If I was on my syndicate, I would still happily do it, but because it's a sort of bait and wait there, by the time the fish turn up, there might not be a lot left around it. The little fish might have had it, you know. But at the end of the day, if that happens, then all you're left with is exactly the same setup as the person there. Or you've twigged that. Yeah, we better run through this. Right, what I've done is I've got myself a litre of Sticky's Cloudy Manila, purely because the Trick Nut Primer is about 12 quid for 500ml. This is about 12 quid for a litre, so I've already got twice as much. However, this feels a lot sort of thinner as a liquid than that. The primer is very thick and it sticks around the paste well. All I'm doing is I'm seeing if I can get twice the amount of liquid for the same amount of money. I'm trying to be a tight ass. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we shall see. But we're going to keep using that. Next cast out is going to be with the boilie crumb. We've put all three out in pellets now. We'll give it an hour. I'm going to get the kettle on, put you on the stand there, finish me waffle off, and then when we recast, we'll bring it in and we'll do exactly the same, just with the old boilie crumb. But for now, you're going on the stand, watch the rods, and I'm going to get the kettle on. Here we go then, that view again. You know, you've seen it a few times, some of you will have never seen it before. It's a peg I come in a lot, and the view you'll probably see a lot, because I'm trying to give myself the best chance of catching a fish, and this to me is my best chance of catching a fish today, being in this peg fishing this area. So fingers crossed I've got it right and we do get one. But for now, I'm going to get the kettle on, leave you watching these, and hopefully I'll see you with a fish. But I should imagine the next clip you see will be me with a coffee in my hand. So see you shortly. Cheers all, second one of the vlog, and we've been fishing, what, 20 minutes? It looks like it's brightening up out here, but it's not warming up. It's meant to mild up today, but it doesn't seem to at the moment, hence why the bloody jacket zip right up. But while I'm having my coffee, we're going to go through a couple of things. Both are equally as important as far as I'm concerned. The first one is from me to you as always. Thank you for the support you give the channel in whatever way that you are supporting me. Every time I put a video out, my subs go up. So when I say if you wouldn't mind subscribing, or you haven't yet subscribed, please click the button. Some of you do it, so honestly, if you have done that, thank you very much. If you haven't, please have a look, consider it. It is free, there's no contract. Just press subscribe and you're done. If you change your mind, you think you don't want to watch this person anymore, press unsubscribe, and that's it. It's that simple. Also, press the bell icon if you have subscribed, then you'll know when I release videos. If you don't subscribe, I don't think you can do that, but my videos, 99.9% of them will come out at 6 PM in the evening if there's going to be one. So if you haven't got an account with YouTube, or you don't want to subscribe for whatever reason, but you want to know if there's a video, have a look after 6. There might be, there might not be, you know, so that covers that. But again, from me, whatever you do, honestly, thank you very much. And just to recap on this hype thing I mentioned, I still don't understand it. I have looked at it. All I can work out is you get 3 a week for nothing. You go on a video that you're watching, the top comment, slide it to the left, there'll be a button that says hype this video, you press it, you're done. Okay, like I say, you get 3 a week. So if you watch more than one person, try share them between as many people as you can. If you watch 3 different people, give one person one a week. Basically it helps promote a channel like mine, a small upcoming channel. It helps it get up there with some of the bigger guns that are around, you know. That's what it's designed for, I think. So if you choose to do that on any of my future videos or any previous videos, honestly, thank you very much. Right, let's get down to the second point of this little clip. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers will notice things will have already changed in this video and over future videos, like items that I don't like wear anymore or drink out of or show on my rod setup anymore, etc. Basically, that's because a friendship has broken down. Same as with these videos, why they've disappeared. A friendship has broken down. The person in question has said, look, mate, I don't want to be in your videos. Well, they've not asked me directly. They've done it for a third party. Don't want to be in the videos. Absolutely fine. Fully respect that, and I fully appreciate that. I wouldn't want to be either. So I've removed those videos because that person was in them. Also, some of the products that I was given during this friendship, the companies involved, I've also heard again through a third party, have said we don't want you using them anymore, we don't want you showcasing them or showing them in your videos, etc. Again, out of respect, I'm going to do that and not use them. Not because they're bad at all, because I don't think they were bad products at all. I enjoyed using them, but because they've asked me not to for whatever reason. I don't really understand that bit, if I'm honest. That seems really odd, because anybody can go out and buy any product from anywhere they want, use it, give an opinion on it, and that's absolutely fine, you know. If I was to make a video purely slating them, yeah, I could understand that, but the fact that I'm saying, oh, I'm using this because it's good, I've used this, I'm getting on well with, I don't understand that. But again, out of respect, you won't see certain items and products being used in future videos that some of you may have seen in previous videos. I'm just clearing up, that's the reason why. So the videos have gone, items and products are gone. It's all come down to a friendship that's broken down, and that's the end of it, you know. That's not going to go into any details. There's no need for any kind of details whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, my side, there's no ill feeling. Hopefully the other side there isn't. As with the companies as well, hopefully they understand that I'm doing the right thing out of respect, and that's the end of it, you know. Then I get left alone, basically. That's what I'm aiming for. So that's going to be the end of that. But for now, we are going to get back to the fishing. Apologies, you've sort of had to go through a long clip, but I just like keeping you up to speed, because people do like to know, or they ask questions, why are you not using this, why have you got what, you know. That's what I mentioned about the cup. Home bargain, sorry, I was meant to tell you, $2.99. The green stainless travel mug, $2.99, and it's actually a pretty good cup, to be fair. So yeah, that was, I was meant to say that. $2.99, get yourself an home bargains. But again, from me, honestly, thank you for the support. Apologies about the long-winded clip. Let's get back to the fishing, and that's the end of it. Right, let's get a bloody fish on the mat, come on. I've been sitting in my little chair behind the camera stand watching motionless rods for about, I don't know, probably an hour now, since doing my little coffee clip. That's why you've not seen any watching of the rod clip, because there's nothing to watch, you know, nothing's happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all 3 rods in. I'm going to redo them again, but this time I'm going to put boilie crumb around instead of the pellets. I know I'm putting less sort of attractant out there because the pellets have got 3 goos soaked in them, but maybe the visual side of things, like a brighter sort of visual side, might help. Look at this cheeky little chap here, look. I don't think it's coffee for you. I know where you're going. Go on then. There you go. He's going in my primer. Not my primer, sorry, my boilie crumb pot. He's there. Cheeky little bugger. Oh, I've obviously dropped some crumbs on the floor. There you go. Anyway, let's zoom you back out. That's your robbing update. Yeah, getting back to the video. Fishing, whatever you want to call it. We're going to bring them in, and I'm going to redo them in the boilie crumb. I will show you one rod. I won't show you casting them all out, there's no point, but I am going to move the wafter, and I'm going to put the wafter over there, and I'm going to throw it slightly further. The left and middle rod, I'm going to try throw them even further as well, because the only fish activity I've seen, I've only seen one fish, was a small little slap of a tail, but it was closer to the snag. So I'll get them in, I'll show you the end result, get the rods back out, and let's see how the next hour goes. Again, I'm doing exactly the same thing like I mentioned. Paste, goo, wrap the paste, pop it, dip it in there, and all 3 rods will go back out. So I've brought the left hand one in because that's going to go directly straight back out where it was, but further out. When these 2 come in, the one that's got the wafter on is going to go on that rod, and that's going to move to there. That's the only difference. So I'll see you when when that one's finished. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll see you with 3 rods back on the rest again. There it is. I've even coated the bloody hook, the bait, everything. I'm only going to do that on one. So I'm going to have one with primer and crumb around the hook bait, and one just as a straight hook bait. But that, look at it. Look at all the goodness going out there. Right, I'll see you when the rods are all back on the rest. So that's the left and middle rod back out. I've punched them right over this time. Gone to the far side. We'll give them an hour there, see what happens. The right hand one, which is going to have the pink wafter on, I've actually made a tactical decision. Okay, so brought it in. I've done the paste, goo, primer and that. But the rig, I've actually swapped it to a double bottom bait now. So the wafter is on it still. But that's a 16mm amino. And then the wafter, the 14mm wafter on the bottom bait setup I use. So that's going to go out there, because I just don't think the flip rig with the wafter's the one. I think I'm sort of like costing myself a rod being out there, because I'm fishing it incorrectly. You know, I just wanted to see. Nothing's happened on the other two, I know, but yeah, I just don't think I'm fishing correctly that rig with that hook bait. So I'm going to get that, but that's going to go sort of in that zone. There's nobody up there whatsoever. Haven't seen anything up there, but we're just going to chuck a single one sort of straight through the gap in the trees. Seems like a few people up there haven't quite managed to get through the tree. There's 4 leads hanging out that tree, I can see. So yeah, a few quid up there, isn't there? But yeah, we're going to go bang straight through there and in that zone and see if we can pick a fish up down there. But I'll bring you back when the rod is all back on the rest and we're out fishing again. That's better. We're out there again. Managed to get through the gap in the trees nicely there and gone into sort of, I don't know, sort of this side of the bar. I've not gone miles and miles down that end. I've sort of just put it in the centre of that area. Just showing you the pace wise. Okay, so I'm, I don't know, not quite halfway down the pot, getting close to it. Another cast, I'll be halfway through it. But like I say, I've done the last session, which was here for 4 hours, and I've recast those now. So that's 6 casts, and I think last time, did we do, I can't remember, 6. I've probably had, let's have a 10 casts. It's cost me probably 2 quid. So 20 pence a cast. It's nothing, is it? You know, 20 pence to put on it for the attraction you get in. And this stuff here, like I say, kilo of boilie crumb. There's not a kilo there. That would last you bloody ages. The primer stuff lasts ages. The goo, you only put a little bit in, you know. I've actually been told on that. He said, mate, he said, don't put loads of that goo on it. He said, it's not designed for that. You're meant to just put a little on. It's got quite a lot of attractant in it, I believe. So there's something I've learned, that you can overdo it with that stuff. So only a little bit is needed. So yeah, that means it's going to last even longer. I've put the rob in a bit of the old trick nut down there, saving bloody nicking me bit out of there. But yeah, I think now, whilst I'm hoping that something happens here, I think we'll soon be getting something on the old burn, you know, because yeah, I need a warm up. Just watching the guys next door. I don't know if one's possibly had a bite, I'm not sure, but other than that, nothing has happened. Someone's gone in over the shallow bit over there as well, but I think they're on a tip rod. They look like they're feeder fishing maybe for the small fish, I don't know, but not a lot's happening, that's all I can say. And there's definitely not a lot happening in this peg at the minute. So let's hope the old fortune changes and in the next hour or so we get a bite. If not, it'll be another recast and we carry on. But for now, it's time to get some burning on. While those rods are sitting on the rest not doing a lot, I thought, right, come on, let's get some burning. What are we having today? Pretty much the same as the last video. Those nice Taste of Suffolk pork sausages, really nice ones those, and some large white baps, or rolls, or cobs, or whatever it is, butties, whatever you want to call them. That's what we're having. So I'll bring you back when the old burning has commenced. Hopefully though, one of those will go off and interrupt me like last time, or it did when I was eating them. So hopefully the same thing happens this time, because at the minute, got to be honest, it's looking pretty bloody bleak, but we're trying, we're here, and there's some burning about to happen, so let's get on with it. Check out those in there, 4 sausages sizzling away nicely. I know there's 6 in a packet, but I am here this afternoon, so I'm trying to show some kind of restraint. The trick nut boilie pile, that keeps disappearing. The robin keeps nipping in and out, nicking a bit and going, so that will be gone by the end of the video. However, the rods, they've not gone. Nothing. Not even a knock on the line so far, so I don't know. Anyway, I'll bring you back when the food's ready, show you that, and we'll go sit down there and just enjoy being on the bank. These little babies are burning away nicely, still a little while to go yet. Just been talking to Frank, head bailiff. He's been round going on the long lake, or the new lake, whatever you class it as. checking all the pegs, seeing what needs doing, etc. Maintenance. So they're getting ready to sort all that out and do the work on there that needs doing. Same as on here. So that's happy days. He also told me that someone was in this peg over the weekend, for the whole weekend, and it didn't do a fish. So that's exactly what you want to hear, isn't it? I know. I'm stood here now like, well, I'm allowing 4 hours to try catch a fish out of this peg when someone was in it for the weekend. I don't think they stayed the night, but they fished it both days. I never had a bite. So, yeah, never mind, eh? It's always good to challenge yourself, that's all I'm going to say. But for now, I'm going to bugger off, wait till my sausages are finished burning, sit back down in there, and most likely watch nothing happen, because what I've just been told doesn't fill you full of confidence. So, even more so, if we get fish on this one, happy days. If we don't, yeah, I'm kind of expecting that now. But anyway, I'll see you when the food's burnt. There we go then, people. Check them little bad boys out. Loaded. Not quite as burnt as normal, but never mind. We're going to have a little sit back down here now. I'm going to put you back on the camera stand. Put the old phone on charge. And that's going to be my view. Watch me rods. A couple of sausage butties. Happy days. Sadly this time nothing happened whilst I was eating my food. The old rod didn't rattle off. I've been watching the person sort of opposite me. Don't know if you'll see them in the background or not, but I'm pretty sure they're fishing a feeder rod. So they'll be fishing a lot lighter tactics like hooks and smaller baits, most likely maggots, etc. Fishing for anything. And I haven't seen them catch anything, and they look quite competent. You know, it doesn't look like they've just been out and bought some stuff and this is their first time. It looks like they've done it for quite a while. I just think the lake's just being moody, you know. When you hear people say, oh, the lake's gone really moody, I think it has. I've seen one fish show, and it could well have been a bloody roach. Doesn't mean it was a carp. I've had no knocks on the lines whatsoever. I can't even say that the bloke next door's had a bite. He possibly could have had, I don't know. I haven't actually seen him land a fish. He could have had a bite and it come off, but I don't know for certain. He could have just been winding in. It just seems like nothing's happening. And I'm going to refreshen these rods up in the next 10 minutes, move them around for the last time, give them another hour and 20 minutes, and just see if something happens. But you just kind of, when you've done something for a while or any length of time, there are certain signs that sort of tell you the outcome, and the signs I'm seeing at the minute aren't good. I think if we get one bite, I have to accept we've been very, very lucky. My next video I was going to make today, I may well change that around because it's another bottom bait setup. Again, it would be incorporating the paste leads and all that business, but just a hook, sort of a rig I don't ever use. Someone's a viewer request said, could you do a video on this rig? But if nothing's happening here or on the deck, regardless of how much attractant I'm putting out there, then I think I'm setting myself up for another bloody blank video. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to see how the next, I'm going to get them in, freshen them up, move them around. I won't show you the repasting and recasting or none of that, but they will have moved when you see them next. We'll just see how the last hour and 20 minutes goes. Because yeah, I don't see what else I can do. It's one of those, I'm scratching my arse and there's no answer in it today. So I just guess enjoy being on the bank's going to have to do, and if a fish comes along, happy days. Anyway, too much bloody waffling in this one, so apologies again, but fingers crossed, the last sort of hour and a half we've got left, we can manage something of any size. So hopefully next time I'll see you with a fish. That's the rods all sorted for the last time in this video, unless we get a bite. I have moved them all around deliberately. There is a certain reason why I'm doing this now. I want to try fish for liners as well as trying to catch one. I just want some information, because as it stands I've had nothing. I've learnt nothing from sitting in this peg this morning. If there's fish here, if they are, where they are. All I've learnt is that nobody's caught out of this peg this weekend. That's it. It's the only information I've got to go on. So they're either not here, or if they are, they're not in the areas that what they should be. So what I've done is this left hand rod, that's fishing a third of the way out. I never fish close in this peg. I always go to the bar or beyond. This time I've come a third of the way out, just to see if there's anything coming in the nearer side and give me some kind of line twitch indications, or who knows, I might even get a bite. The middle rod I've put over to the far side because there always seems to be fish around those snags. So that seems a no-brainer. I haven't had one tight to the snags. Now that one is fished pretty tight to the snags. The right hand one I've done something I've seen years ago, or somebody told me years ago, is right in the edge in front of the swim. The next swim there, I've walked down there, I've lured it in about 6 foot off the bank, and I've just walked the line back, just single hook bait. I've still done the paste and the tractor and all that, but somebody said years ago, you'll notice on match venues that the bigger fish get caught in the edge sort of in the afternoon. I know we're not in the afternoon, this is like a desperate last attempt, but because we all throw hook baits in the edge when we pack up and leave or whatever, and they get used to that, you know. So don't know, nothing else seems to be working. So I've got 1 6 foot off the edge in front of that swim, one over there to the snags, one a third of the way out, all fished with tight lines. So I'm going to sit myself back down here now, plug you back in, put you back on that stand, and we're going to see if I've done a good move or a bad move. We have 15 minutes left. It's not looking good, is it? It really is not. I've had no twitches on those lines, nothing, no rod knocks, nothing whatsoever. Nobody else has had anything either, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit not deflated. I really thought what I was doing would get us a bite because of just the pure attractiveness that I've used, but it just doesn't seem like it's the one, you know. Stubborn part of me now wants to continue it this afternoon, try this bottom bait rig that I've been asked to do, and just see if it's the time of day, because that's the only thing that could change is bite time afternoon, not morning. I don't know. I might be able to learn something. If I get a bite this afternoon from the same spots that I didn't get a bite from this morning, you never know. But we'll see. We've got 15 minutes left. If anything happens, you'll know about it. If it doesn't, yeah, kind of guess this is a blank upload, unfortunately. You'll see behind me the rods, they're still out. Nothing's happened. It's just gone 12 o'clock. I haven't even had a single twitch, so I don't know what to do. I'm going to wind them in and make a decision whether to stay here, whether to move, whether to go on the other lake. I don't know for the next video what I'm doing. I've got the rest of the day. I could spend the rest of the day trying to get a fish on this video. I could also spend the rest of it just making this one even longer with still no fish on it. So I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to call time there. Apologise to you lot who've watched the blank upload. It is what it is. I mean, what I've shown you, I think, is an amazing tactic. On the right day, it will outfish a standard lead without a doubt, you know. It's just today, it hasn't outfished anything because nobody's caught anything on anything so far. So, yeah, never mind. It was worth a try. And you'll see me using this a lot more in the future anyway, because it's something I'm going to be using in my own fishing a hell of a lot. So, maybe give it a go, have a look. You might think it's not for me. I'm not interested in all that. Who knows? I don't know. I just think it's a really, really good edge that's very easy and can definitely improve your fishing and catch you more fish over the course of your season. But from me, on that note, again, thanks for watching. Sorry there's no fish. It seems a bit of a pointless upload, but it's what's happened. My morning's been here, spent this way. This is what's happened. It's genuine content. That's how it is. So for me, till next time, thanks again for watching. Take care. Hope you're being a bit more lucky than me, and I'll see you when I'm out and about on the next one.